Hello everybody, how are my crafty friends? I hope all is going well and that you're having a wonderful day. How's your weather? It is beautiful again here. Um, we're having a little delayed summer. We've had some nice rainstorms in August, two of them actually, with cool weather, and then we've had some cool weather in September. But yesterday and today are both in the 80s, and looks like at least 70s are going to continue. I do hope so, because I do like a good sunny day. I don't like being too hot though. And I have arbitrarily set September 15th as the day I'm taking my 3 little air conditioning units and putting them away till next summer. So after the 15th, no super hot days are allowed. Although at 80, I can keep my house cool. I've got some fans going. You might hear one in the background. And usually we have a breeze, and it's cooling off at night into the 60s or even the high 50s. So it's very nice when I get up. So I'm hoping you're also having some good weather and you're enjoying it. Any good plans for the weekend? My daughter and I and Brian, our fella, are going out for lunch and a walk up in Semiahmoo. Oh, hi, Cindy Howard. How are you? I'm so glad you're here. How's your weather? Sunny and lovely here, 80 degrees. And I was just starting to say that my plans for the weekend are tomorrow, around 1, we're driving up to Semiahmoo, which is up by Blaine, very close to the Canadian border. What, 25, 30 minutes away? And we're going to walk on the beach and go to the resort there and have lunch. So I am looking forward to that. That's going to be lovely. And other than that, I think I'm going to move us down to the table, or soon. Oh, thanks for sharing, Cindy. Oh, 75 degrees. I think 75 to 78 is the perfect temperature. I appreciate that you shared. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go to the table. First, I'm going to pull the camera in so I think that's pretty good. I'll switch it over. There we are. Oh, hi, Cindy Walker. Good to see you too. Yeah, I am really excited for it. I don't spend a lot of time with Brian, but I do spend some time with Victoria. But it'll be nice to go out with both. Besides, Brian has a new car, which of course I cannot remember what it is. I know it's a hybrid something. Or maybe it's just electric. Oh, Cindy, thank you. It does match some of our old paper. I've had it for a long time. It matched, I bought it because I thought it looked so good with the paper. And it's so comfortable and cool. Okay, we have cards to give away for last week. So our Facebook Live was on August 30th. And then on the 31st, I uploaded it to YouTube because I was slow. So for Facebook comments, Simone Phipps. For YouTube comments, I've got Heidi Keeney. And I've got your addresses, and I'll send that out. Cindy Walker, look what you get for sharing on YouTube. And Rita Ortiz, she for sharing on Facebook. And I don't have Rita's address. So Rita, if you're watching this, please personal message me or direct message, however one wants to say that. And let me know your address so that I can put your address on and get this in the mail. And I was just thinking, because I do it once in a while, it throws people off. Not too often, because if you think all the time, then people are going to expect it. And we can't have that. I was thinking that we need a challenge. Oh, she's your friend, Cindy? Oh, fantastic. So if you have her address, why don't you just text that to me? And she'll get Happy Mail. Yay! I love Happy Mail, which brings me to my subject now, Happy Mail. I think that I have quite a stash of cards. It's not that I think I have it. I know I have a huge stash of cards. So I last week and the week before. Took 5 cards, wrapped them in ribbon, and I took them out and gave them away. I gave them to the receptionist at my acupuncture office. I gave 3 packs because there were 3 ladies at the reception desk in my chiropractor's office. I gave some to the nice ladies at Starbucks who gave me my order and took it and gave it to me in the drive-up line. So my challenge is to make some presents with your stash. To just take a few cards, put a ribbon around them, pop them in a bag in your car, and every opportunity you have, give them away. And then on sometime next week, I'll put up a post, or this week rather. Well, this is Friday, so it will be next week. Put up a post, and I'll put up a post with the challenge for everybody and the suggestion to make little packets and give them away. Good for you, Cindy Howard. Your sister's in a long-term care facility. I'm glad she's doing well. Ah, hi, Kat. You have trouble finding me. I can't find you on YouTube video. Well, that's because I'm not streaming to 2 places, Kat, because it kept disconnecting me. And I'm afraid that it's my internet's not strong enough to handle the double live stream. So I'm going to do Facebook Lives because this is where I kind of consider it my business home. And then I will upload those to YouTube within a day or 2. Anyway, so here's a challenge. A few cards, wrap in a ribbon, take them in your car, and give them away. And let's use up our stash. Oh, yep, you did find me. I'm glad you did. Okay, so there was my challenge for everybody. I'll put up a post on Facebook with something like that. I might even do a post on YouTube after I've uploaded the video, after a day or 2. And then we'll see how we all do. Oh, you're doing the paperwork, Cindy Howard. Okay. I don't like paperwork. Playing with paper is fun. Filling out papers is not so much fun. So here's the card that inspired our card today. It was Jocelyn Raybach sent this to me as a swap card. It's using the Duck Pond, Lily Pond, something set. And it is just so cute. And I was fascinated by how they got this to fold and the little flaps to open up. So I worked on this on Monday. And then I turned this over and it said, from Dawn Griffith. So this is inspired by Dawn Griffith. Hi, Jan. Good to see you. And I went on to her YouTube channel. She's the Glitter Pit. And found the video with this and got the measurements, which I put in the description, and made a card. So this is our inspiration. And this is the card I made. I'm still in a summer color kind of mode, and I thought Petuna Pop would be lovely. It wasn't as hard to make as I thought it would be, but I did change the orientation. So mine lifts up. And so this is the card we're going to make. I got a little smarter this week, and I prepared the 4 cards to give away for commenting and sharing, 2 for YouTube and 2 for Facebook. So they're all ready to go. I don't have to worry about it. And I cut lots of paper. I've got lots of supplies. My little gems, again, are those iridescent, and I'm just going to pull one of these out. I'm using them so much, I bought several. The iridescent faceted gems, so we'll keep one out. I tried to use scraps, and I did a pretty good job of scraps from my 2024 to 2026, in color 6x6 designer series paper. I love Petuna Pop, and I thought that pretty and pink went really nice with it. So that's what I used. Sketched butterflies. Now this is one of those sets that I just had to have because it was butterflies. It has sat in my to be inked pile for a while now. And now it's been inked. I'll put its little dot on it, about which catalog it came from, and put it on my shelf, which now lives out of sight over there. And I, of course, love, this is the little dot, Spotlight on Nature. And so I pulled in the dies for that one. And I layered two. I layered one with the little flower edge with the textured edge. Not sure exactly how I would say that. And I also learned while I was doing this that this is not that hard to do. So I have my Petuna Pop card base. I have two basic white 4 by 5¼ inch, one for the front, one for the back. A strip which is, I believe, 1½ inches. But let's verify that. Yeah, 1½ by 5¼ And these are what we're going to be marking and cutting and fixing. So I left all of that for us to do together. Yes, you've got to get the Spotlight on Nature dies and the dies. Oh, you have the dies, but get the stamp set. I love it. In fact, it's hard for me not to pull it out, so I was glad I pulled out the sketched butterflies. What you need to do, and the only measurement you really need to keep in mind when you're doing this, is 1 inch. Because you're going to take, and what I did is I put this at 1 inch on the score line, and then I went to 2 inches, which is 1 inch to the right, and then I went over here to 1 inch to the left, and I did that on both sides because, let's see, 1 inch and 1 inch, and then I came down on the score line 1 inch, and I did the same at the bottom. So we have a triangle. I actually think I did it on the other side because I wanted the flatter side for the inside fold. So let's practice some more. Let's just, I thought that one through. I was glad I did. And sometimes working with the edge of a ruler, especially one that you've had since you were in school, the edges kind of get messed up a little bit and worn down. So I think I am actually going to go put this on the 2 inch line and then do 3 inches. And yes, you could do this on your cutter, your trimmer. But I found it just as easy to do it this way. Okay. And 1 inch. And then we'll go 1 inch here. Oh, hi Simone, it's good to see you too. And 1 inch here. And we're not done with our ruler, our straight edge. So when I went to do it, I took my trimmer and I carefully, or I thought I carefully lined those up so they were both right in the middle of the track here, and they were off just a hair. So instead, I take your pick tool, And I put the little score end on, which you would think I would have kept out, but that would have been incorrect. I put it away. Oh, you have an old wooden ruler with a metal on the side? Yeah. You know, they last forever. I'm going to use the smaller end. I think that's what I used. Put it on my take your pick. And then I am just going to line up the mark, you can see right here at the end, giving it just a little bit of room. And then I am just going to score it. And the same with this side. This one you have to score your marks. The others we're going to be doing a little trimming. But I thought this was easier, and I was able to have them end at the score line instead of going past the score line, which didn't hurt the way the card operated. Okay, one more line. We can do this. And then you just kind of, and I didn't do it very hard, or hard enough, I'm afraid, but it's still going to work. I'm going to fold those in just a little bit, and I'm going to take and fold these in just a little bit. If you have a little better surface that you're working on, I probably should have done it right on the glass mat. That's what I did while I was creating it first. Oh, thank you, Simone. Okay, and then you fold it up, and you've got your card base. Isn't that fun? Now, anytime you're folding, especially if you're doing little strange folds, you really want to get in and burnish them. Make sure those are good and tight. One of the things you're going to want to do is get a good eraser, and I use my sand eraser. Which is also good for little smudges with ink, not big smudges with ink. Okay, smudge is gone. We'll set this aside. The next pieces we want to do are our white. One for the inside, one for the outside, but you really only need to measure on one. So let's go over half an inch. Not half an inch, 1 inch. 1 inch is our measurement number. 1 inch and 1 inch. One inch on that side. And 1 inch for the other corner. Because they are the same size, you can just hold them together. And let me get some snips. Hold them tightly and go corner to corner. Or I should say mark to mark. There we are. And remove your little tick marks. And see how that just fits right in there? And this one fits right here. We're not done though, because we have this cute, really pretty, and you could choose to use whatever side. There's in the packet, I think there's 4 there are 4 pieces and they're different. You've got some different patterns in there with the Petuna Pop. I'm not sure how many there are, but there's some different patterns. But we're going to go ahead and take, and this one, the leaves, you don't want a directional pattern unless you want to be careful. Because I don't want to be careful. Or not that careful. All right. Here we have, there's an inch. And here is an inch. Make sure they're in a place you can see them. Double checking that measurement. That is just a hair more than an inch. Fixing it. There. And again, just line up and snip. Oh, didn't do the other side, did I? This is a snip on each side. And we're going to have a little more measuring and snipping to do because we have the little flaps that are in the inside. I want you to know that I was so proud of myself, and I went to bed and I was so happy I got it all figured out and put together and done, and then I realized, oh, I missed the flaps. Totally missed the flaps. So the next morning, I put in the flaps. And this will go right on here. Now the flaps. We have 2 bases, and we have, that's for something else. This is 2.5 by 2.5, and this is 2.25 by 2.25. And we're going to do the very same thing. We're going to mark on one of each. We're going to mark an inch. I find these little mechanical pencils work really nice for marking things on cards because it does erase well. Okay, so once you have marked one, just hold them together nice and tight. And, well, here's 2. They will go like that. And one of the whites. Hope I'm not boring you too much, but I just wanted you to see the inch markings, how it works with all the pieces, because I know that always helps me. I like to see what's happening. Okay. This is the end of our marking and snipping. Now there's one thing that we are going to be very careful about when we go to stamp on this. And I think that we're going to do a little putting together first before we do that. Oh, Cindy, I'm glad. Thank you. Because I don't want to bore anybody. I found that I liked having my Tombow multi-purpose glue because it squishes. It moves around a little bit. When it's hot out, you don't have as much time to move it around. But even just having a little bit of time makes me feel a little safer. And then this is going to go on the front. And now I find that with liquid glue, I think it shows through on the white. So I just did it on the top, and I used my eek, now I've got Seal Plus on my finger. There. Seal Plus for the rest of it. And I did that because I can put the top down and move it around a little bit. I felt like that gave me just a little bit of wiggle room. For this one, I just did the seal and held my breath. Don't hold your breath because you never know how well this is going to be going. Cindy, Brad, yeah, I'm visual too. And just kind of center that pretty much. Yeah, I touched it down. Let's just let it go. It's close enough. Then a little stamping. I'm going to stamp the sentiment. Let's hope it goes as well as it did the other day when I did it. The stamp is going to go about here. And the other thing I want to stamp right now is our big butterfly from the Sketched Butterflies. This has just a little bit of a something. Not sure what it was, but it's gone now. So I used Petuna Pop for the sentiment. And I pulled, which set was the Thinking of You out? Thinking of You is off the Sketched Butterfly. I just like to make sure everything is pretty straight. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because it's a circle, right? Yes, okay, never mind. Not worried about it at all because I can move it around. So, Thinking of You is going here. Dirty Stamp is going over there. And then, because I'm going to color with blends, I'm using my Memento ink. Oh, look, I got the one that doesn't need to be re-inked. This is good. And it's going on this piece. And in the card kits, I put in this piece for you. There is a die that cuts it out. Yay. And then for colors, let's put that on. I didn't do a lot of blending, light and dark. I did some. For the body, I used the black. So I got Petuna Pop, light and dark, Pretty and Pink, light and dark, and I thought it needed a little peach pie. And so I just took the light basic black marker and I dotted the body because it's a pretty small area. Usually I have my color lifter with me too when I'm working with any of these blends. I'm living dangerously. It's across the room, but I will get it if we need it. And I chose to use the light end of Pretty in Pink. You need the alcohol to blend, so I just did it all in this light Pretty in Pink, except the center, the little wing. So I'm going to do one at a time because it's warm and it's going to dry really quickly. Light Petuna Pop. And I just went in and I just wanted the edges to be Petuna Pop. And so I kind of flicked it in. So it's not perfectly even. It's not like a perfect little half circle. I thought it could use a little bit of dark around the edges. And so I just dotted a little bit at the end. A little dark. I guess I blended more than I thought. Just a little bit of the dark. I'm just going to do the lines here. And making sure it all blends together. Just going to go over it with the light Pretty in Pink. And let that all blend out. And then this, I'm just going to take the lighter peach pie and do this area and this area. There are so many dark lines. Usually I use that just to put the dark in, but I'm not sure I want that much dark. So there's a little dark peach pie just to blend it in quickly. And there's the bottom of one wing. And then I just repeated it with the top. Let me make sure I've got the light. Every once in a while, I grab the wrong one, and I am never happy when I do that. But since there are no mistakes in card making, right? My sentiment is from the sketched butterflies. And a little bit of the light. Just kind of flicked in. A little dark dotted. Oh, I picked the wrong side. It's okay, I just have to be careful. Let's put those, maybe if I put those up would be better. A tiny bit of the dark peach pie. And then I will just go over these with the light. Give it just a little extra alcohol to blend in. And then the light peach pie. You're welcome, Cindy. I'm trying to look up every once in a while to look at comments. Oh, I didn't mean to do that as dark as I did. Oh well, that's okay. Guess we'll just use this one dark. Make them match. I'll start with the light on the bottom. Then just a bit of dark. And finish up with light. Oh no, wrong one, this one. I can put that color away now so I don't get confused again. And I did not do one so I could just cut it, just have it all ready for us and just color one part of the wing. I wasn't quite that organized. Be sure that when you're doing these that you, let me do this first. You make sure they're closed all the way because alcohol, making sure it's, oh, that's the dark. Well, this one will have a little dark first. And then I'll take the light. See, when you're opening them and closing them all the time, it gets very confusing. And some of us confuse a whole lot easier than everybody else. And I will go ahead and admit to that being me. Let's put a little bit more down in there. A little dark. Just a little dark in these areas right here. Double checking. If we can blend this out just a little bit. And then we'll come over and finish up the last of it. May I say that I could certainly just space out when I'm coloring. I like to color. I think that comes from didn't want the dark. I want the light first. From school, I guess, I don't know. I just think it's very relaxing to color. And it would be very easy just to color and not say anything. So I'm working hard to be social. A little bit. Oh, thank you, Kat. I'm glad you like it. And I'm not boring anybody. The light, and then a little dark just to bring it, no, the light peach, pretty and pink. Just bring that in to blend the colors. And now I'm done with those. But you know, if you really stop and think about it, this is a butterfly. And don't you think that butterflies deserve to sparkle? I do. And so we are just going to tap. Wink of Stella is actually an alcohol-based product, so it could move the color. So I'm doing it fairly quickly and just tapping because I want the color to stay where it's at. But I also need my butterfly to sparkle. And check the tip every once in a while just to make sure you're not picking up any color. Some colors bleed more than others. These don't seem to be at all. So I'm not sure what the difference is, but I found some really do. So now we have a sparkly butterfly, which we will cut out in a moment. So that's ready to be cut out. I cut out in the sketched butterflies, there were these cute little butterflies. And these I cut apart because that's kind of big. Now, let's talk about the flaps. This will be glued here. And you'll take and you'll line this up perfectly so it fits inside the card. Very important. And the same with this side. Has to fit inside the card. And to do that, you just take a little bit of glue right here line this up so it's not over the flap, not out of the edge, and press it down. And you're just going to let it stay there for a moment to set. That one needs another moment. And you're going to do that on both sides. But you will notice what happens is when you pull this up, your white piece is going to be here. And this is what you want to be. Oh, 12 days ago that she saw. Oh, that you like color. Yeah, color is so much fun. I'm glad you agree, Cindy, that you have to have color on the butterfly, the wink of Stella on the butterfly. It just is important. So, but when you're, so you need to have your orientation. I know that this is up. And so let's get this side on. And then we will stamp on our wings. And I'm going to have to look and see what I did on the wings. Okay, pushing that in, pushing that down, and holding this just for a minute. You know, if you have something handy, like, so my problem with my stand is it's not weighted enough, and I've got everything high enough that the balance is off, the center of gravity. So I was using tuna cans, which worked really quite well, but I've actually eaten some tuna, so I don't have enough now. So I've got baked bean cans right now on there. Something I hardly ever eat. Okay, let's let that sit. And let's open this one up and see what I did, because I have no idea. I don't remember what I did. Oh, I did butterflies. And I colored them. Sorry about that. More coloring. So we're going to go like this, because as you can see, these go like this. So a little bit more. And you know, I could color these later. I don't have to do them while you're watching. I did that one. And let's do it this way. I like seeing where the ink's going on the stamp. It makes me happier. Aha! You thought I was going to drop that on the paper, didn't you? I thought I was going to drop it on the paper. So there we are. We have our two butterflies. And in the stamp set, sketched butterflies, oh, thank you, Cindy Howard. I love blends. So here's our stamp. And as you can see, it won't fit on like that. So what I did was I pulled in some scratch paper, my Memento ink, and I think I just inked up one butterfly. And then I just kind of decided where I wanted it. Some are going off. And you could, because you own the stamp set, if you know everything is working right, you could just cut the butterfly off. Oh, and this one's going the wrong, it's kind of going in, so let's see. There's no other ink on there, so you can do that. And this butterfly in Memento is a little bit larger, so I went ahead and did one kind of coming off the page. Just thought the way it was sitting that it would be good. So here's my little friend. And then oh, Cindy, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Hey, Shirley, good to see you too. I'm glad I'm explaining things well, because sometimes, you know, sometimes a picture's worth 1,000 words, but I come up with 1,000 words anyway to describe it. So, very silly. Let's put this. And one reason I'm taking my ink to the stamp is when I did it the other way, out of all these butterflies, one of them got a little ink on this one and made so I had to put an extra butterfly on it. That's why that one has 4. But I'm okay with 4. Okay, there we are. There are our butterflies. Dropping ink pad on the paper is something I have done before. Cat, yes. And it is not fun. It does not make me happy. So I am going to color these later, because you've seen me color and all's good. Let's make sure I did those. Yeah, I did them correctly. This is good. Let's just, am I on camera? Hopefully I'm on camera. See, this is where I wish I didn't have a thing about white all-purpose glue on white cardstock, because it would be easier. I think that's it. Okay, there we go. So our flaps. We have a little strip. I had little strips left over. And so, oh, that's way too much. Well, it'll be all right. Let's just tap it down over here first. Get a little bit off for the other edge. So there's our little strip, and we need, I really should have put this on before, but I did not. So you brighten up so many of my days. And I do not know why, but that S on my stamp is not very cooperative. Let's see if doing it this way is better. And let's practice. I think it was pretty straight on the block. Yep, that'll work. So let's do this again. And so that none of us are nervous, let's take that over. Just ink that up. Did you know that you can open these a little easier by pressing here really hard? You can get that popped open. I forget to do that, but it is easier on your hands, and it's easier to open that way. Putting it right side up. You brighten so many of my days. There we are. The inside is done. I am just going to use some Seal Plus. This is flat. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. I'm not going to take that off yet, though. because I want some ribbon. So this is the iridescent trim, which I think is so pretty. I'm pretty sure I cut myself a piece that was long enough. Oh, more than long enough. I'm just going to take, I know my focal piece is going in the center, so I'm going to put down some Seal Plus and just play with the ribbon. The key is keep the ribbon inside the card area. Don't go off. So there we are. Getting my ribbon scissors because they're sharp. I'm trimming my little tabs. And then this will go down on the card front, kind of flattening the ribbon. Now, if you were, and I've done this especially when I am short of ribbon, is I might make a little loop here and a little loop there and little tags hanging out. This has become one of my favorite ribbons. I really like it. We have decorating still to do. Oh, and we haven't done the envelope. We'll do the envelope last. I think I'm just going to stamp on the envelope. I want my decorating things together though. Whoop, there's a dimensional back. Let me bring in a silicone mat and my mini cut and emboss. And I didn't pull out that die. So here's the dies in the set. These are what I cut all of the cute little butterflies out of the designer series paper with. This is the size. Okay. Love my mats, but it's hard for me to pick things off of them. Let's see, you can't see anything because I am out of camera. I found what really helped with the cutting it out is the die has these two little holes, and if you line those up so the antenna, those little bulbous ends of the antenna show up, you're getting pretty close to having this positioned correctly. Let's see. I have to stand up and look down. Just to make sure. I should do all the die cutting on this table because I don't have to bend over as far. Let's not take any chances. Let's push that down a little. And let's give it just a little bit of washi tape. I found my bottom plate on top and my top plate on the bottom. Funny. Sometimes you wonder what I'm doing and why, but know that I also wonder that. And as strange as it seems, I really do find the number 3 plate to work better than the 1 plate with that little machine. Not so with the other one. Okay, so here is our cute little butterfly. And one of the things with butterflies is you really do want them to kind of look like they're flying. And so I just take my bone folder and give it just a little bit of dimension. And I like to put them down because I'm going to bend it on each side of the body. And I used, let's see, I used mini dimensionals. There they are. Well, that's not going to help me. There. And I only use 2, and I put them on the body. And then I kind of framed my thinking of you. I'm going to put this one just a little bit higher. And I've got this large butterfly and the smaller butterfly. Let's see. They need to be going in different directions. So this one, there's a nice little spot that it bends up at. And I used a drop of the liquid multipurpose glue. Oh, Kat's gonna go fix supper and we'll watch later. Should have seen that earlier. We could ask her what's for supper, because I have no idea what I'm fixing. I know that I forgot my breakfast on the counter in the kitchen. So I had it for lunch at about noon. I had a meeting this morning on Zoom, and I'm going to show you the cards. We're having a Pacific Northwest demonstrator event, and we all prepared several cards. Okay, so the front is almost done. We'll just need our embellishments. I'm going to save the envelope. I'm just going to stamp a butterfly on it. I'm not going to color it. And for the inside, I thought it would be nice to have a couple of these little butterflies. So I'm going to use this one. So I'm just carefully cutting them apart. One of them will have a really thinner edge to its. Well, that's not its wing. That's not bad. This one I've got a little point to cut off. Okay. And I did the same with these, but I didn't give them dimension. I do love butterflies. I think they're so cool. I haven't seen a lot this summer, but we have had some amazing dragonflies. They have just been huge. Actually, I think a couple of them were almost small bird size. So, those do take up a little bit of room for writing, but still, you can get a nice message in there. You fold it down, and we need. I figured a big one would be good. It's a good card for big one, large ones because it's got this popped dimension right here. So I'm using the large ones today. And I'm thinking right here. So there is our card today. And I'm going to worry about the envelope later. I'll stamp something on it before I put it away. But I wanted to show you the fun things I've been playing with. I don't have any Happy Mail today to show you. But in the mini catalog, I have pages 24 and 25. It's the Season of Elegance. And this is the set that the group that I'm working with chose for the event. And so I made some cards that we didn't choose because I think we all made I think one person made 8 or 10. I've got 5 cards in a project, and everyone else, the others had at least 4 each. So we had to narrow it down to 7 items. So this is the first card. And while everybody liked it, it didn't get chosen. I use Scotch tape. If a sentiment has things on it that holiday celebration things, I went ahead and I Scotch taped it, and then I remembered to take the Scotch tape off before I stamped it. You would have been so proud of me. It's Hot Cocoa Day, and this is in a different set. But I thought I like squirrels, and that was squirrely, so I thought that would be good. So that one wasn't chosen. This is the first one I made, I think. It's got the DSP, and I used the folder, and then I took craft ink and just rubbed it over. We might do something like this together. So that was one of the cards. Here's another one. These are good ideas, I think. This could be, this is a piece. The piece I cut off here is glued on here. But if I had to do again, I would just glue the 3 sides, cut maybe a little divot here, like a little bit of a circle, and put a gift card in it. I think that would be a great gift card. So there's that one. And ever since I saw Patty Bennett do backfold cards, I have make a backfold card anytime I can. So this is a backfold card. Isn't that cute? And this die comes in the die set of Peaceful Evergreens, or it's number 4. Number 4 is, yeah, Peaceful Evergreens. And I thought it was fun to use. The circles came out really well, but it's a narrow die, so you have to do it twice. So it's lining it up so it looks right, or at least close to right. And then the cards that were chosen, or my projects that were chosen, is a double flap fold. So I don't know if you can see, but I made a little snowbank covering the tree. And then on the tree, I used our pearlized enamel effects in white. So I liked that. I will say that the white doesn't show up quite as white. It's opaque. I would say it's translucent because you can see the green through it. Not transparent, which is good. And then this little card has the sentiment. And you open it up, and you have a nice inside part to write on. And it gave me an opportunity to use our new basic beige. So this is one that we're going to be doing, and the other is a treat box. In the Peaceful Evergreen set is a bow. Now, I'm having trouble with the bow and the sentiment. They're just not cooperating. I want to see all the best and the bow. And this one was chosen. We're going to have demonstrators make it, but it holds 3 Hershey nuggets. And I want you to know that I really wanted chocolate the other day, and there was no chocolate in the house. There weren't even any chocolate chips in the house. It was sad. But I did not come in and get these, even though I knew they were here, because they're wrapped in pretty paper. So that is how we keep chocolate safe from me. I wrap it in pretty paper. But the treat box is fun to make. It is easy. And I think that is all I have today. For some reason, I thought there was something else, but now I can't remember it. So I'm glad you liked the card we made. I really love this card. And I will, as I said, I'll fix the envelope. And until I see you next week, I'm going to wish you happy crafting. Okay, bye-bye. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. Share and comment and tell your friends. Thank you. Bye-bye.